Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us for today's mentoring webinar. My name is Dr. Felicia Townsend, and I'm the Program Director for ISSA Hygieia Network. For those of you who are not familiar with the Hygieia Network, our main goal is to help advance women throughout their careers in the cleaning industry. Before I introduce our speakers, I encourage you throughout the webinar to refer to the Q&A area on your dashboard and type your questions. When we get to the Q&A portion of the discussion, the speakers will do their best to address as many questions as possible. First, I would like to introduce you to our first speaker, Kim Price, who serves as the VP of Salesforce Effectiveness at Georgia Pacific Consumer Products. She also chairs Hygieia Network's Mentoring Committee. Our second presenter is Jen Wood, who serves as the Human Resources Executive Director at Diversey North America. Jen also serves as a member of Hygieia's Regional Networking Hygieia's Regional Networking Committee. I will now turn it over to Kim to start the presentation.
Thanks, Felicia, and welcome everyone. We appreciate you all being here for the next hour. Let me advance the slide here. Today, we're actually going to give you an overview on the ISSA Hygieia Network because many of you may not be as familiar with our group. Felicia touched on that at the beginning, but we'll dive more into that. We'll dig into the mentoring program, which is the purpose of the call today, so the bulk of the time will be spent there. And we'll walk through a couple of options for you all to utilize the program with your company, as well as talk through the benefits to doing so. And then finally, we'll discuss next steps and how you all can get started. So with that, as I mentioned, some of you may not be familiar with Hygieia. Hygieia is actually part of the ISSA Charities Group, and the whole purpose is to enable women in the cleaning industry to accelerate careers and also achieve their full potential. We do this through various tools, resources, programs, and ultimately we want to make sure women actively choose our industry and then stay in our industry because of the inclusiveness and the development and advancement opportunities. So most of you here are HR professionals or business leaders. So most likely you're already aware of the benefits of having diverse teams, but diverse teams make better teams and generally outperform those that aren't as diverse. So a recent study actually shows that 21% are actually the gender diverse teams, leadership teams are 21% more likely to outperform from a profitability standpoint, which is a pretty substantial. And as leaders, we want to make sure that our companies are profitable, of course, that's why we work, and getting a diverse team at the table that's inclusive and allows others and voices to be heard will actually help our companies be successful and achieve our results, of course. So with that, most of you know about Hygieia a little bit, and obviously we've talked about it, but we needed to make sure that to our members, we actually offered a lot of value to be part of our group. So we actually were established a handful of years back, but the last couple years we've really made a lot of progress on our programming to offer the value to the members as well as the companies that sponsor us too. So today we offer 4 different components. First is conferences. Many of you may have experienced some of our conferences that we've held. Previously, they were in person all across the country, regionally based, and now we're doing virtual conferences. Thank you, COVID. But nonetheless, it hasn't stopped us, so we're able to do those virtually and have some effective education opportunities, speakers, networking opportunities, and we've gotten great feedback actually on those conferences. The second, which we'll talk about today, is mentoring, and this is where we'll spend the bulk of our time, but this is an online platform that facilitates one-to-one mentoring relationships. So think of it, I use the joke, it's like Match.com, but for cleaning employees and industry professionals. So the third is our online networking community, and this is called IHN Connect. And here you can actually access all our events, register for things. We've had exclusive content on there, as well as areas to network either regionally or by different sector of the industry. And then finally, our webinars, which y'all are familiar with because you're on one today. But we offer a series of a variety of different types of webinars with various leaders throughout the industry and experts on topics that are relevant and timely that would help our constituents. So there are also many other things to get involved with, and I think we'll touch on that at the end here. But first, Jen's going to talk about why mentoring is important. So I'll turn it over to Jen.
Hey. Hi, everyone. So you can go to the next slide. So why is mentoring important? So a formalized mentoring program is really one of the best ways to support women in building the skills and knowledge required to elevate them into leadership positions. So I'm sure many of you on the call can recall a mentor you had early in your career that enabled you to develop key skills for your profession. So I remember a conversation that I had early on. It was my first mentor. I just started out, it was my early 20s, just started out as an HR professional, and I'd gone into her office in a bit of a panic. I had been having conversations with senior leaders, and I felt they weren't really taking me seriously, that I didn't really think that they were listening to my feedback. And I remember her giving me such great tips and how to communicate more effectively, but even more so with all the conversations that I would have with this mentor, what she really gave me was the confidence and reassurance that I was a strong HR professional, that I had the potential to move on to leadership positions. And just reflecting now, just in the fact that she believed in me and invested all that time has been so valuable to me even today, many years later. So in addition to enabling skill development, another benefit to a mentoring program is building those networks and really just thinking about, especially today, where people are probably feeling very isolated, they're probably working from home full-time in many cases, they're probably not traveling as much. It's even more important now thinking about how can we connect our employees with others and continue on with their career development. Of course, it's always important, but it feels almost even more important today. Mentoring also enables receipt of explicit and more frequent feedback as it relates to that individual's career path and career goals. It promotes skill development and negotiation. And finally, it makes women feel more engaged and more productive in the workforce. So just to highlight a bit further the importance of a mentor program, we provided a few statistics here. So employees are promoted 5 times more often than those not in a mentoring program. 1 in 4 employees who are mentored in a 5-year study earned a salary change. And finally, the vast majority of people, 78%, benefit from having a mentor to develop their leadership skills. So I'm just going to turn it back over now to Kim.
Thanks, Jen. And so these reasons are why we wanted one of the first programs that Hygieia offered, a mentoring program. So that's why we focused on that, because of the importance. So we launched this program, we worked on it in 2018 and launched it in 2019, and we made several enhancements along the way, and now we're up to 635 members, I think, and counting, and we so far have 285 plus connections between mentors and mentees, which is pretty significant, but we think we have more obviously, more ways to go and higher to go here. We did have a lot of positive feedback about the program, including that 87% of our mentors would choose to work with their mentee again. And then also 75% of mentees said that they improved their leadership due to their mentorship with their mentor. So that's pretty significant there. Here are some mentor testimonials actually from the top female leaders in our industry. Not only have these women helped many in the industry mentoring through our platform and even outside of that, but it's also fulfilling for them to really give back and to help share their wisdom with others. So it's nice to see the fruits of your labor and coaching be applied and to help others grow. So I think there is value for sure in giving back and being a mentor, as well as the benefit of a mentee of receiving that. Here are some of our mentee testimonials, and there's a lot more than this, but we just picked a couple to feature. Touting their great experiences with their mentor, with coaching, and how they could apply it further to develop. And they also really liked our platform. It's not meant to be like a robot type of situation where you communicate via an online platform. Our platform is there to connect and help find the best match, and then offer tools and guidance to support the relationship ongoing. Personally, I've worked with a mentee since the beginning of 2019 through this platform, and it's been super rewarding for me through my discussions to understand what her goals were and where she wanted to go in her career. I guided her to actually go back and get her MBA in finance And she's currently doing that, balancing working and part-time and being a mom and all the things. And we've talked through, you know, how to have the work-life balance plus go back to school at the same time, which is a lot to handle, especially in COVID times, right? But it's cool to see her grow. And now she is going to be able to apply that master's in finance to advance her career and a senior leadership position at her company that she was looking for. So for me, it's really rewarding to see the coaching paying off and to help, you know, be part of that, right? So now the fun stuff. How can you and your companies get involved? So there are two types of program options. The first is the industry mentoring program, and that is open to all members of the cleaning industry and even the sectors within that. The second is an exclusive mentoring program where your company utilizes our platform and program just to have a private mentoring group with your own company and your own employees. So Prestige Building Maintenance, a BSC, as well as Kimberly-Clark are currently taking advantage of that exclusive program. And there are many other companies that are in the full industry program, of course. But I wanted to take you through how Casey creatively used the program to help one of their social causes. So Casey actually donated $500,000 to ISSA charities, as well as the Global Biorisk Advisory Council. And they provided 10,000 cleaning professionals with free online education, as well as a mentor that works for Kimberly-Clark to help guide those folks through their careers and help them. So this was just a creative way, a very cool partnership, but an example of how you can use the program creatively to help whatever your company is trying to drive. So as I mentioned, this program is an online platform. They've got a few video tutorials just to kind of take you through what it looks like in the system. The first here, you log in, or you create an account first. So you select whether or not you want to be a mentor, a mentee, or both. And then you create your account from there. So that's quick and easy, pretty painless, 30 seconds. And then you actually work to build out your profile. And this is where the matching piece comes in. So building out your profile allows you to fill out your basic information, your education, work history, areas of expertise if you're going to be a mentor, like where you think you have skill sets and things to give back to others. And if you're a mentee, you say what your goals are that you want to seek out learning in certain areas. The total setup time honestly takes around 10 minutes, and you can see here the more information you do put, the better it helps our algorithms when we do the matching. So once you have a profile set up, you actually browse for open mentors or mentees, looking for that highest match score. So again, the set of algorithms helps kind of guide what will be the best match for you based off of goals of the mentee and then areas of expertise for the mentor. And you can search the whole program or the whole platform for open folks that are open, available to connect. Even if it's not a high score, you're able to see the folks' profiles and decide whether or not you believe you'd be a match. And then once you actually find a person that you want to match with, you click connect, and then you can send them a personal message. That automatically sends an email and a notification to the mentor or the mentee, and they're able to read your note, review your profile, and see if they agree that you'd be a match, and then connect from there. And this is just showing how you would walk through that in the system. If you don't find a match right away when you create your profile, the system will actually send you emails with match suggestions based off your profile. And then from there, you can read the email, click into the profile of the individuals, review, see if their profile would be a fit, and connect from there too. So either way, you don't have to do it right away. The system will be smart and kind of send you suggestions. And then once you're matched, we do offer a variety of tools and resources to help make the most of the experience, right? So that's where the system comes in. Once you're matched, that happens, but then you've got a whole set of toolkits and resources to use. So these include handbooks. There's actually a mentor handbook and a mentee handbook that folks can read through to kind of educate themselves on what best practices, if you will, on how to be a good mentee or a good mentor and have productive conversations. We also have planning templates to plan your calls, discussion templates if you need those as well, and there's so much more there as well. And again, that's not something you have to take and use. It's just an offer, something that we offer to help keep those conversations going and make sure you're getting the most out of it. And the system actually even helps you track your progress. You can set goals in the system. You can set reminders and things like that. And the system will actually email you reminders of different either meetings that you have upcoming or reminders to check in with your mentor or mentee, etc. So that's how an individual would use the system, but you may be wondering what tools are available for you as a business leader or HR professional to utilize this program with your company. So we have put together a turnkey toolkit to make it easy for you to utilize all that we have to offer with your company. So we do provide email templates, so you can just copy, paste, edit, tweak, add in your company information, etc., to send out to your employees to encourage them to register. We have PowerPoint content for company meetings. We have social media content, if that's applicable to you. We also offer infographics too that you could include on company newsletters if you've got that, or even sending out via company email. The infographics are just a nice way to catch attention of individuals. Our team is available too to build custom flyers. So we have a pretty nice array of just generic info, but we can actually customize it with your company's logo on it or what have you. And we even offer a staff to provide ongoing support, either for the open industry mentoring program or the exclusive one. We have a contact that helps you drive that. So now I'm going to turn it over to Jen so she can give the HR perspective on the benefits to using this program. So Jen?
Yeah. So we've talked quite a bit, I think, on how this program would benefit a mentee and a mentor. So you might be curious on how it benefits your business. And for those of you that are familiar with a mentor program, this is probably not news to you, but I'm going to walk you through a few of these. So the first thing, by partnering with ISSA Hygieia Network, it shows your commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion. Really sends a message to your employees that D&I is an integral part of your business, and it's something that you take seriously. It can also ensure you're preparing more women to become leaders in your organization. As noted earlier, a formal mentoring program can help improve the skills and capabilities, not only of your employees, but also think about it as your organization as a whole. For example, it can help fill gaps in your organization's succession plan for critical positions. In addition, when you're thinking about just building employee loyalty, if you're investing in your employees with these kinds of career development opportunities, building that loyalty can also then reduce turnover rates. When Kim was walking you through the system, you could see that it was very user-friendly to use, very intuitive, and currently there's also no charge to it. And finally, there will be administrative assistance and support that's provided, and Kim had gone over that previously with the other slide. So those are some just a highlight of the benefits of having a mentor program, and specifically this mentor program for your business.
Thanks, Jen. So now next steps. So one, you can encourage your employees to join just the generic industry mentoring program through the toolkit that we talked about, or you're able to build an exclusive mentoring program with your own company. So to get started, there's the link there to our website, and we'll be sending that out after as well. If you are interested in the exclusive mentoring program for your company, Felicia Townsend is your gal, so she can get you started and set up. It's super easy and also free, by the way. Right now, we're offering this as a free service or free offering to our industry constituents like you. So for now, that would be the case, and we want you to get started and take advantage of the program. So I think we're going to open it up to some questions, right, Felicia?
Yes. Thank you so much, Kim and Jen, for providing our audience with valuable information about Hygieia Network's mentoring program. So there are a few questions that are coming in. And the first question is, are men allowed to participate, or is this program only for women?
That's a great question. I'll take this one. So of course, men can participate. So we actually, I think, Felicia, you might have the updated number. It was 15%, I think, of the members right now are actually men, which to to me, it's very important. Obviously, with diversity, inclusion, and gender equality, like we can't get there without men, especially in our industry, as we know, which is heavily dominated with men. So we need folks and men especially to support the Women Initiative and help, you know, embrace diversity and inclusion. So we definitely encourage folks to join, whether you're male or female. So.
Okay, let's see what we have here. The next question is, what's the makeup of the mentors, mentees in the program today? Which industry sectors are represented?
I'll take that one too. So industry sectors of the cleaning industry, they're all represented here. I know you might think because Jen and I are the ones leading this call and we both work for a manufacturer that it might be a manufacturer party, but it is not. So about 37 or so percent, I think now, are manufacturers, 37% are actual building service contractors, and the balance of that is made up with distribution. So I think we've got a good balance, if you will, and we actually have a lot of connections happening across sectors. So it's not just a manufacturer coaching a manufacturer employee. It's cross sector, which is really cool, I think, to kind of share knowledge. We all have different experiences and things like that to share and guide each other. So I think that's one of the best parts about it.
Okay, let's see what we have here. How can we get access to the toolkit that Kim mentioned?
I'll take that one since you mentioned my name in it. So we do have the toolkit prepared. For those of you that registered or are actually watching this live, you're going to get an email following with everything that you need to get started. And as I mentioned, if you need anything customized or if you need the exclusive program, want to get that set up, Felicia is the go-to. So you can respond to her and dig in and get started from there.
Okay. I do have another question. How user-friendly is the platform?
Perfect. Good question. Jen, you might want to answer this one too since you're in it. But personally, I think it's pretty user-friendly once you get it set up. You do have, like I said, it's meant to like connect you, and then you start talking, and it's a human relationship, right? Because it is an online cloud-based system. So I would say you can use it as much as you want along the way. Personally, I got connected with my mentee through it. I got all the content like read up, used the resources that I needed to get started. And now my mentee and I just chat. We schedule like phone calls or what have you, right? So we don't necessarily use the system for scheduling, but you can do that, and you can upload goals and timelines and things like that that you want to use. So I would say it's very user friendly, and then you can use the system as much or as little as you want. Yeah. It's really there to connect you and then make sure you guys are staying connected. So exactly. Jen, do you want to?
Yeah, no, I agree completely. I think it's very intuitive that when you go in there, I don't think that it will be difficult for you to, just like when you're going through it, to know what you need to do. It's very intuitive system. So yeah, I don't think I have anything more to add to what Kim already shared.
Yeah, that's a great, actually, I'm glad that question was posed because it is a very user-friendly platform, and the mentor and mentee, they have several different ways that Kim mentioned that they can communicate. I mean, you can do a phone call, you can communicate via Zoom, Skype, and telephone. So it's a very efficient way for the mentor and mentee to communicate with each other. So let's see, continue to type your questions in here. This is a good one. This is a good segue. What other events does Hygieia have coming up that we can participate in? So I think this is a good point for us to advance the slide, Kim. Sure. And so this is just really one of the ways that Hygieia Network connects with our constituents is through educational programming. We know that mentoring and coaching is not enough, and we know that continual learning is very important. And so our council and our committee members have dedicated their time to really, craft some meaningful activities that we can share. So I'm excited about our October 21st webinar. This particular webinar is being presented by our education committee, who actually coordinated this activity, and I assist along the way. And so we have Dr. Wolbekine, who is the Associate Dean of the Lee School of Business at the University of Boulder, Colorado Boulder. He's going to cover COVID-19 and the economic recovery in the years ahead. So we are still accepting registrations for this particular webinar, and you can register at ihnwebinars.org. And another really great way that we provide educational programming, and Kim mentioned this earlier, is through our virtual conferences. And so we now have a conference coming up on November 11th. It's our Hygieia Networking and Leadership Conference, and it's called Building and Leading Diverse Teams. And so I'm excited because we were able to secure Kim Stone, who is the General Manager of the Chase Center for the NBA's Golden State Warriors. She will be one of our Inspire speakers, along with Michael Latham, who is the Chairman and CEO of the Service Companies. And one unique thing about our virtual conferences is that we have Inspire speakers, we have a panel discussion, but a major component is to allow our members or our attendees to network with each other. So that is also built into our virtual conferences, and we're really excited. We're now accepting registrations for this particular conference as well. And of course, the big ISSA show is now virtual, of course, due to all that we're experiencing now. And so, as you all may know, the show takes place during the week of November 16th, and it will end on November 19th. And of course, the Hygieia Network has a major presence there. So if your company is involved or registered for the show, please do a search on ISSA Hygieia Network to find out about the various activities that we'll have throughout that particular week. I will say that we have another educational session on November 17th, and we have Erin Richardson Mitchell from Kimberly-Clark. She's the VP of Inclusion, Diversity, and Inclusion there. She'll be a speaker, along with Robbie Sologran, who is the CEO of Newell Brands. So that's a big thing during the show. We also will present our Rising Star and our Member of the Year Award for Hygieia Network during this particular week as well. So Hygieia is on fire. And we're excited, and we're just happy to be able to bring you our mentoring program and also our educational programming as well. So how do you stay involved? And one way to do that, and we know, is well, before I go there, I do want to say a special thank you to our corporate partners. We have platinum and gold partners who actually support the work of the mentoring program. So a large portion of their generous contributions actually go toward Hygieia Network's mentoring program. We're so thankful for all the corporations that you see here. We also, of course, have silver partners as well, and other companies that contribute, but the platinum and gold are a group of companies that support the mentoring program. So, as I was saying, how do you stay connected? Well, we want you to learn more about the Hygieia Network, and you can do that by visiting hygieianetwork.org. That's hygieianetwork.org. I do want to take this opportunity to thank again Kim Price from Georgia Pacific, and also Jen Wood from Diversey for presenting information about the mentoring program for Hygieia Network. We do want you all to stay involved with our organization and our programming. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me at FeliciaT@ISSAcharities.org. That's FeliciaT@ISSAcharities.org. And once again, thank you for attending, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Thanks, everyone.